On January 1st, 2023, I left Los Angeles to spend 1 month in San Diego. I wanted to start off the year fresh, living somewhere new, and also experience living in a Southern California city that isn't LA. After visiting all the tourist hotspots, discovering hidden gems, spending time at the beaches, and even experiencing some very strange California weather.
San Diego, come on, get a little sunnier.
I'm heading back to Los Angeles to reflect and ponder the debate of San Diego versus Los Angeles. It's gonna be a long drive back with traffic midday, but let's get back to Smell-A. Okay, so I'm back in LA and I'm gonna go visit some of my happy places to get reacquainted to this city. First, as always, I gotta get my coffee and then let's talk it out. And yes, I know having Dunkin' as your comfort spot is only something an East Coast transplant would say. What can I say? The vibes are just different. Speaking of that, let's talk about vibes. LA versus SD. Look at this just absolutely beautiful spot here in Los Angeles. In Los Angeles, the vibes are more fast-paced, career-oriented, and urban, at least for California standards. I think this is actually where a lot of people misclassify LA, especially those who have never been here, thinking that it's this laid-back beachfront city, but that's just not the case. And I say that as I'm at this laid-back area looking over the ocean, but regardless. And this is more of from a transplant perspective, but I feel that the people moving to LA are doing so for their career first, and California either second or as an afterthought. A lot of people who live in LA don't care that they're in Southern California. They're here to advance their career, and that's it. So the vibes of Los Angeles lean more towards hustle and bustle. On the other hand, the vibes in San Diego lean more towards a seaside beach community where people who are moving to San Diego are doing so because it's Southern California. It's more pristine, travel-friendly, laid back, cleaner, ultimately just more SoCal. A little less traffic, nicer beaches, sea lions, even friendlier people. The vibes of SD and LA, they differ. And let's go even deeper. So, speaking of career, as I said, most people are moving to LA for work, or more specifically, the entertainment industry. LA is the entertainment capital of the world. If you want to work in TV, film, pursue a career in acting, all those kinds of fields, LA is probably where you want to be. And because the industry is based here and so heavily influences the city, it also means entertainment is a huge recreational activity. More comedy shows, more live theater, live TV tapings, world-class museums, more sports games, and your favorite singer is probably going to tour in LA over San Diego if given the option. Many San Diegans travel to LA specifically for a concert. LA is a cultural hotspot, there's no denying that. Even restaurants here are in TV shows. Example, Vanderpump Rules. Los Angeles is basically a movie set. On the other hand, this is not San Diego's strong suit, as it overall is just less entertainment focused, and San Diegans also don't care about the industry. You meet someone in LA, at least a transplant, have to remember that real people grew up in LA too that don't care about any of this either, but you meet a transplant in LA and more than likely they're going to love Hollywood, love celebrities, reality TV, and use it as a networking opportunity. Oh, you work for that agent at CAA? Do you think you can put in a good word for me? You say it to someone in San Diego and they'll tell you to get the f*** out of here and go back to LA. Okay, now for this next point of comparison, I want to talk a little bit about natural beauty. I feel like people think that LA is like this beautiful coastal paradise. I mean, you see it in the Kardashians on Hulu with the fancy drone footage of Beverly Hills. You probably see it in my videos, which admittedly, I do showcase the nicer parts of LA. The difference comes in the coastline. In San Diego, you have the pristine coastline with more rugged cliffs, sea lions barking. You have the beautiful La Jolla, Pacific Beach, Mission Beach, Torrey Pines, Coronado, the Silver Strand, all just very clean and beautiful. Whereas in Los Angeles, you have Santa Monica and Venice, which is a little more touristy and overcrowded, but you also have the pristine coast of beautiful Malibu. You have the coastal South Bay where I am right now with Manhattan Beach, Hermosa Beach, Redondo Beach, El Segundo. I would say overall though, San Diego has a much more charming coastline. It's kind of what you see on TV that portrays Southern California, just absolutely beautiful. Los Angeles is a little more overrated, I have to say. There's no denying that the beaches here are still pretty great. You don't have that in every city, of course, but Los Angeles coastline is a little more basic. That's the best way I can put it. With more entertainment options in LA and more natural beauty, arguably, in San Diego, what is there to do in San Diego? Well, again, San Diego focuses more on its coastline and laid-back vibes, making San Diego a little bit more of an outdoor city. And generally, people take advantage of this way more than I have seen in Los Angeles. Spending more time at the coastline, water activities, hiking, all that kind of stuff would probably be preferred by a San Diegan over an Angelino. It's a more free-spirited outdoor life with people paragliding at the Torrey Pines Glider Port from above, or nude sunbathing at Black's Beach down below. It is also way more travel friendly, in my opinion. San Diego doesn't have to focus on Hollywood Boulevard as being the main attraction, which, by the way, is a huge disappointment for any tourist coming to LA, so just know that. You more so travel to San Diego for an actual vacation. It's a smaller city, so easier to navigate, less traffic, overall cleaner, more of a community vibe, way more travel friendly. On that note though, I will say where LA gets more of an edge though is the location of Los Angeles. LA is a little more central in California, so it's easier to get to places in the state. It's a short drive to Santa Barbara, Ventura, forests, closer to Northern California, obviously, so just more of a variety of different road trips. Whereas in San Diego, you have Mexico south. You can go to Mexico for lunch for a couple hours and then come back to California. But overall, I actually do prefer the location of Los Angeles in California. Also though, whether you're in San Diego or Los Angeles, the Pacific is freezing either way. And if you're wondering why, it's because the Alaska currents force all the cold water down to California. Bummer. Okay, excuse me for being a little out of breath. I'm on a neighborhood hike here at the Culver Steps. And can we talk about how green LA has gotten, by the way? I feel like I've come home to an entirely different city. And speaking of the beauty of the outdoors, this is where I relate to and appreciate the most. I think my barber in San Diego actually described it best while I was getting a haircut. He told me that people in LA go hiking for Instagram, and people in San Diego go hiking because they enjoy it. Now, of course, that's not true for everyone. I mean, including myself. I love hiking and I live in LA, and I promise it's not just for YouTube. But in general, I found that San Diegans do have more of an appreciation for the lifestyle that California offers. As an example, I've never seen more people purposely go out of their way to gather and watch sunsets than in San Diego. Pretty much everywhere I visited, people were sitting on benches, standing in place, taking photos, gathering around with friends and family, and just freaking enjoying nature at golden hour. I've never seen it in my life. In LA, people would rather watch movies. Even in LA, the sunsets are nice.
Look at that beauty. Look what we get here.
So people's appreciation for nature and life is a good segue into personalities. I'll begin with an example. In my 1 month living in San Diego, I can recall having a conversation with a stranger probably 6 times. At the beach, on hiking trails, at the Sunset Cliffs. We talk drones, we talk skateboards. After 2 years living in LA, I can recall having maybe 1 or 2 conversations with strangers. And Typically, it's been related to like me holding a camera in my face, being like, hey, what do you do? There is a stronger sense of community in San Diego. People are more laid back. People in LA, I don't mean everyone, so don't come at me. I'm sure if you live in LA and you're watching this, you're a lovely person. But people in LA tend to be a little more snobbier. And listen, I'm a shy guy. I'm not really one to like go up to people and start conversations, but I did feel a little more comfortable in San Diego talking to people, and that's the tea. Or coffee. Do we think the ducks are friendly in LA?
Nope, nope, we're walking away. Actually, I take it back. These geese want to say hello. Hello. Hi.
We got friendlier geese in LA than people. I'm only kidding. It is such a beautiful day here. It's February and it is 77 degrees according to my car. I have to get to one of my favorite spots here in the LA area, MALIBU, after all of this 405 traffic. Minus the traffic, this has to be one of my favorite drives here in Los Angeles. The California one right against Santa Monica going into Malibu. It's perfect. When you're on the one in Malibu, I can't think of anything better. Am I now leaning towards preferring Los Angeles? Okay, I took a poll on both YouTube and Instagram asking you all which city you prefer, San Diego or Los Angeles. I'm not gonna lie, I was expecting a different result than we got. So the results were pretty much the same on both platforms. It was 75% Los Angeles and 25% San Diego. Let's break down some of these comments. So, Donald, you said, I prefer Los Angeles. There's a lot to do here. San Diego has a certain charm about it. The fact that it's more like a laid-back community, and LA is more of a community where everyone is in a hurry. Okay, I can definitely agree San Diego has a certain charm to it. Definitely more laid-back, as I've been talking about in this video. So when you say you prefer Los Angeles, I assume you prefer the more hustle and bustle. Which makes sense. Some people are city people or they're not. Flash Felix, I visited San Diego for the first time last year and I loved it. However, I had to take Los Angeles on this one. There's just a certain magic to LA that can't be topped for me. I hope by the magic you mean something more like this backdrop and not like Hollywood Boulevard. Hunter, hey, I prefer Los Angeles because of so many reasons, like the culture, the people, and the overall vibe of the city and how diverse it is. Thank you, Hunter. I definitely can agree that Los Angeles might have more of a diversity of people, especially when it comes to the food. San Diego, heavier on the Mexican food. LA has a little bit more options. Mike V, visited SD for a week and enjoyed it, but LA is where it's at. While you can do a ton of things in both cities, LA feels more alive and vibrant in my opinion. I feel SD has a scope of activities you can do while LA has a wide range. I mean, it's pretty much a world-class city. You have everything going on here at once. Again, San Diego, more laid back. LA, more hustle and bustle. Cool, thank you, Mike. Positive fandom, I enjoy both cities, but I love San Diego. Me too. Jimmy Scott, I love them both. Me too. Jay, San Diego is way more relaxing and less stressful than LA. It's not as big as LA and easier to navigate. Totally agree with that. Totally agree, it's more relaxing. That's why I'm up here right now, trying to get away from my life down there. Stephen Clark, LA all day, might have just been where I was, but San Diego smells awful near the beach. Never experienced that in LA. Okay, let's talk about that. Were you like in the section of La Jolla with the sea lions where it smells like bird shit? Because then I can agree. Otherwise, I don't know, I think LA smells a little bit more. Matt, San Diego is prettier and their Mexican food is elite. Go Padres. Let me go to Instagram real quick. So I actually got more responses on Instagram for some reason and less overall poll votes, so follow me on Instagram. In favor of San Diego, we have SD is more laid back. Can agree with that. Nicer beaches, laid back culture, and better downtown area. I was just walking around downtown San Diego and I was like, wow, this downtown is so nice. Downtown LA can't even hold a candle to downtown San Diego, in my opinion. In favor of Los Angeles, we have those Manhattan Beach sunsets. Now that I can totally agree with. Golden hour in Manhattan Beach, Chef's kiss. Adrian, LA has more of everything: restaurant sites, museums, and entertainment. Fair enough. Though they're both great, I feel LA is more alive. That may sound stupid, but to me it works. I mean, just go on the 405 at rush hour. You'll never see more people in their cars in your life. If you voted in this poll and especially commented, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. So with that being said by all of you, what do I prefer? I will admit, before I lived in San Diego for a month, if given this poll, I would probably have chosen Los Angeles because I also would have argued there's more to do here, it's a bigger city, a bigger scene, all of that. But after a month in San Diego and exploring all of the hidden gems, tourist destinations, sunset spots, beaches, hiking trails, and meeting some really awesome people along the way, I'll say this. I 100% personally believe the quality of life is better in San Diego. I also don't really care too much about the entertainment industry. I mean, personally for me, I don't work in that industry. I know I have a YouTube channel, so you can argue I'm like in entertainment, but I'm not really interested in like being in that whole scene. I don't know, that's just me. So I think ultimately, I lean more towards San Diego as a lifestyle. But with that being said, after visiting some of my happy places today in Los Angeles and the places I've just gotten so comfortable with after 2 years living here, I finally found my people, my community, my spots, my comfort here. So I don't want to leave yet. And I guess for the time being, I'm back in Smell A, unless you're in Malibu. Because this place is just pure magic. And it is sunset time. I mean, what is better than a freaking sunset in Malibu? You tell me. I did miss it, I have to admit. Hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already for more California content. And now, enjoy a Malibu freaking sunset. I mean, how beautiful is this? Definitely can't say this is Smell A. And don't forget to meditate. I'll do this off camera, but I'll see you next time.